Hey everyone, it's Amy here and welcome back to my channel, or if you're new, welcome to my channel for the very first time. I'm excited to have you guys here because I'm going to be talking about the brand new Tarte Rainforest of the Sea Wipeout Color-Correcting Palette, and this is what it looks like, similar to all the other Rainforest of the Sea packaging, and this is going to be one of many other videos to come today on all Tarte Rainforest of the Sea products. So get ready, buckle up your seats, and let's go on the Rainforest of the Sea ride. And the first one is going to be this color correcting palette that they came out with, and it's actually a color correcting slash contouring palette. This is what it looks like. I'll mention it in other videos to come as well, but all the Rainforest of the Sea has this really nice gold packaging with some kind of blue or purple in it, and each one has a different design. So this is the design of the correcting palette, and this one has like turquoise blue like waves through it, if you guys can see that, and on the back it's just a really pretty gold. So this retails for $45. You can purchase it on the Tarte Cosmetics website, and then it's also exclusive to Sephora. So if you're a VIB Rouge or a VIB member, you can purchase this right now, and then it will be available to the general public online on February 29th and available in stores on March 14th. So to tell you really quickly about this palette, let me show you what it looks like really quick. This is what it looks like. They have a really nice mirror, and then there are all the color correcting colors, including the contour shade as well. So to tell you a little bit about it, from the Sephora website, it says it's an all-in-one palette to correct discolorations, contour, and brighten up the skin. Balance, correct, and perfect your complexion as you wipe out skin discolorations with those powerful cream complexion correctors. The easy-to-use palette features numbered shades and includes a coordinating visual guide. So this is the visual guide. Not that I think anyone's really gonna like walk around with this and travel with it, but it is nice to have like in your makeup vanity and just pull it out if you're a beginner, or you just kind of forget where these colors should go, or if you're like, hey, I suddenly have a concern of this kind of color or type, like what should I use? So that it is nice. It's numbered. It tells you what each number is used for, like what it's correcting and where it goes on the face. And then it says to make the professional technique of color correcting accessible to everyone. It features 6 color correcting shades, as you can see in the palette. 1 through 5 are numbered on the outside, and the only one without a number is the yellow shade. I guess they assume you would know what to do with it, but the orange shade is supposed to be used to counteract darkness, which is this one right up here. And then number 2, you have the green shade, which is supposed to neutralize redness. And then the, let's see, number 3 shade is your warmth or your contour shade. And then number 4 and 5 are variations of peach colors, depending if you have light or medium skin tones. The orange is supposed to be for counteracting really dark under eye circles or someone with really dark skin. And then the peach shades are for fair to medium skin. So there's a peach number 1, which is, or a peach number, excuse me, because these are 4 and 5. The first one, which is peach number 1, which is really number 4 in the palette, is supposed to be for light to medium skin tones. And then number 5, which is really peach number 2, according to this. And this is camouflaging medium to deep skin tones. And then, like I said, this is really deep skin tones and really, really dark under eye circles. So it says these universal shades work across skin tones to offset the appearance of dark circles, redness, and acne while contouring and highlighting, and with a creamy texture that helps to minimize the look of imperfections, including pores and fine lines. So that middle one that they didn't talk about is the yellow one, which is supposed to use for highlighting or just bringing any kind of brightness to the face in any areas that you would normally have brightness. So this is what all these shades look like, and I will swatch them for you now. I will say the first 2 shades I'm going to swatch for you are the orange and the green, and these have the most oily formula to them. I would say I have combo to oily skins. I think if you're someone with drier skin, you're really going to enjoy these top 2 because they're a little bit more oily and just a lot more hydrating, a little bit more than I would like, but it's a matter of blending it out correctly and you'll be okay. The rest of them are extremely, extremely creamy and a little bit creamier and thicker than the top 2 shades that are a little bit on the more thin and oily side, but overall I think you can work with them and make them work. So now I will swatch these for you. Here is the orange shade, and let me blend that out into the skin. It does blend out really well. I just find that it kind of shears out a little bit because it does have a less creamy texture and more on the oily side. So there is the orange shade. So next is the green shade right here, and one of my subscribers, actually in my last corrector video, I had mentioned how like I had a burn on my hand from curling my hair, so they were like, oh, you should put, you know, the corrector on that and see if it gets rid of the redness. So let's test that out real quick. I didn't do it the other night because it was still freshly burned and just burning, and I didn't want anything to touch it, and now it's not quite as bad. but let's see what we can do. I gotta turn my hand, otherwise I can't do it real quick, but I'm just like patting it on top like I would on my skin, and there you go. You can see how it's camouflaged that redness. Now I will say that the green shade is probably the thinnest formula out of the bunch, but it does the job pretty well. So next, let's swatch the yellow shade. Here is what it looks like. It's very, very creamy. I will say it's very similar to the green one as far as it shears out really quickly, but that's kind of what you want with a yellow shade. Since you're not correcting so much redness in dark spots, you're just bringing light to the face. So it blends into the skin really well. And then moving on to the peach shades, number 4 is going to be for light to medium skin tones. And then number 5 is going to be people with medium to deep skin tones. So here they are. Here is the lighter peach shade and here is the darker peach shade. So you guys can see them. There was the lighter one and there was the darker one. And the last shade in the bunch is actually the contour shade, and this is a really nice color. I think they did a good job with this, that this is like a very neutral, on the verge of a cool tone brown, so I think it's going to suit a lot of skin tones. It would have been harder to have a warm undertone to it to appease everyone. It has more of a neutral to a slightly cool undertone, which is going to, you know, work the best on the most amount of skin types. So here is what that color looks like. It blends out really easily. I really like the consistency. You could build it up if you want to and make the color a little bit darker if you had a darker skin type, or you can really focus on blending it out and shearing it out if you're someone with lighter skin tones like myself. So there was all the colors swatched on my hand so that you guys could see how they blend out and what they look like. I will be doing a demo using all of the products in the palette, and that video will probably go up tomorrow, one day after this video. But overall, I think this is just a really great palette. I mean, if you're looking for something that like you can travel with, that's all in one, that you could have all your correctors, I think the yellow one is really good and can almost verge on a concealer if you're someone with really fair skin tones, or if you're someone with darker or medium skin tones, these could also fare as concealers rather than correctors. So you could almost like make this palette work to your advantage depending on what your skin tone is. They are really creamy. These 4 right here in the part of the palette, excluding the top 2, very, very creamy. They have a really nice thick formula. The 2 at the top have a little bit thinner consistency and just a little bit more oily. They're not quite as thick and creamy. So luckily those are in areas where you're not like putting them on the majority of your face. It's usually under your eyes, just random redness, things like that. But I think if you're someone with dry skin, you're really gonna like those top 2. I have combo to oily skin and I can work well with all of them. But this is definitely, you know, cream products are just really great for people with dry skin, because they're very moisturizing and hydrating, and they're just gonna, you know, keep that moisture in your skin and not take away with it. The worst thing is for someone with dry skin to go on with a really drying product and then like feel like your skin is just cracking. So I think this is going to work really well for a lot of people, and I think it's a really great travel palette. You've got all your correctors in one. You've also, it was a nice touch that they did put in this actual warmth shade for contouring, because now not only do you have correctors and potentially some concealers, you also have a contour shade. So I think it's a really great concept. So far, I like this product. I think it also, I wanted to mention, it does wear really well. I've had this on for about 6+ hours and I think it still looks really good. I haven't set anything else besides the one time that I went in right after my foundation, and so I think it looks really good considering it's been 6+ hours. It's lasted a long time. My skin doesn't feel oily. It hasn't broken up, anything like that. So I think it lasts a really long time. It's long wearing. It's beautiful on the skin, and some of them in the palette are better than others, but overall I think it's a great palette. You get a nice mirror. It's really great and travel friendly. So I hope you guys are excited about this palette as much as I am. Let me know in the comment section down below what you think of this palette, and if you're excited about it and what your thoughts are. I would love to hear them. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video and are excited about many more Tarte Rainforest of the Sea product reviews coming your way. And again, the demo will be up tomorrow on how I use this palette and what the colors are used for and how I blend them out and what techniques I use as far as brushes and things like that. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe so you can stay tuned to all my upcoming videos, and I will see you guys very soon. Bye!